Hello and welcome back to Cappuccinos Confidence with Nefe. This episode is going to be a little different. And if I'm completely honest, it has taken me a while to decide how I wanted to say this because this podcast, my coaching work, my website, the blog post, the resources I've created, they've all meant so much to me. But I've decided that I'm going to be taking a break from the podcast and from one-to-one life coaching for now. Not necessarily forever, but for this season of my life, I know that it is the right decision. And I wanted to come on here and tell you myself rather than simply disappearing one week and leaving you wondering where I'd gone. Sometimes the right things change. So one of the things I've spoken about so much on this podcast is giving yourself permission to change. Changing your mind, changing your priorities, choosing something different when your life changes. And I suppose this is one of those moments where I actually have to practice what I've spent so much time talking about. Because I still believe in coaching. I still love talking about confidence, money, self-belief, routines, boundaries, imposter syndrome, career changes, and all of those things that make us human. And I know that I've helped people. Some of you have sent me the loveliest private messages about an episode you listened to, something you read on my website, a workbook you downloaded, or a conversation we had. There have been many moments where someone has told me that something I said helped them make a decision, see themselves differently, have a difficult conversation, or simply feel a little less alone. And those messages have meant more to me than you probably realize. But I also had to look at the business side of what I'm doing. The strange thing about life coaching. Life coaching has a slightly funny business model when you think about it. Someone comes to you because they need help. You work with them. You support them. They have the breakthrough. They make the change. They feel better. And then they don't need you anymore. Which is actually exactly what you want as a life coach. I don't want someone to feel as though they need me forever. I want them to take what we have worked on and go and live their life. So when somebody finishes working with me because they feel stronger, clearer, or more confident, that is a success. But from a business point of view, it also means that I have to then go out and find another client and another and another. And I realized that I was spending a huge amount of my time creating content, marketing, posting, recording podcasts, writing emails, maintaining a website, and trying to reach new people. And while I enjoy many parts of that, it takes a lot of energy, especially when I compare it to another part of my life that has actually been there for a very long time. Finance, bookkeeping, accounts. Helping people organize the financial side of their businesses and lives. Going back to something I know very well. Long before I became a life coach, I was an accountant. Finance and bookkeeping has been part of my professional life for decades. And recently, I've been building Nefe Ledger, my bookkeeping and finance administration business. And I've realized that this is where I need to put the majority of my energy right now. With bookkeeping, I can help someone every single month. I'm not just helping them solve one problem and then saying goodbye. I can become part of the rhythm of their business, making sure things are organized, making sure their books are up to date, helping their invoices, expenses, reconciliations, finance administration, and all those little financial jobs that can pile up when someone is trying to run a business. And there's something really satisfying about that. I'm still helping people, I'm just helping them in a different way. I also have to be practical. There's another part of this decision that I think is important to talk about. Money matters. We can't talk, well, we can talk about purpose, we can talk about passion, we can talk about doing work that lights you up. And I believe in all of those things. But I also have a life, I have a family, I have plans, I have things I want to experience, I want security, I want freedom, and I want to be able to enjoy my life. And after everything that has happened with my health, I've been thinking much more carefully about how I use my time and my energy. My health is thankfully on the mend, but going through health challenges changes your perspective. You realize that your energy isn't an unlimited resource, and neither is your time. I don't want to spend all of mine trying to force a particular business model to work simply because I once decided that was what I was going to do. At the moment, the work that is creating more reliable income for me is bookkeeping and finance administration. And I need to honour that, not because coaching wasn't meaningful, not because the podcast failed, not because I've suddenly stopped caring about the things we talked about here, but because the life I'm building needs financial foundations too. And sometimes the most empowering thing you can do is look at your life as it actually is, not how you imagined it would be, and make a decision from there. Maybe you need to hear this too. Perhaps there is something in your own life that you've been holding on to because you've already invested so much into it. A business, a career, a goal, a project, an idea of who you thought you were supposed to become. Changing directions doesn't erase everything that came before it. You get to take the lessons with you. You get to take the skills with you. You get to take the people you've met and the things you've learned and the person you've become. Sometimes something you have been absolutely right for one chapter of your life and still not be the thing you need to prioritize in the next one. I think we put so much pressure on ourselves to have one big calling, but maybe life doesn't work out like that. Maybe there are seasons, and right now I'm entering a new one. So what happens now? The podcast is going to pause. I'm going to stop offering one-to-one life coaching for now, but nefeguntai.com is not disappearing. There are years worth of thoughts, resources, and blog posts there that I can still help people. Well, that I know can still help people. You'll still be able to visit nefeguntai.com and read about confidence, money, routines, self-belief, personal growth, and all the things we've explored together. And I will probably still write there from time to time, because I don't think I'll ever completely stop wanting to talk about these things. If something is on my heart and I think it might help someone, I want to have somewhere to share it. I'm just removing the pressure of having to constantly produce. No weekly podcast deadline, no pressure to continually find new coaching clients, no feeling that I need to turn every idea into content. I want to give myself some space, and then I want to put that energy into building something sustainable. And that something is Nefe Ledger. So if you're a small business owner, freelancer, sole trader, or somebody who finds himself constantly thinking, I really need to sort out my books. I haven't reconciled that yet. Where did I put that invoice? I know I should understand my numbers better, or even, I just want somebody else to take care of this. Then you can find me over at nefeledger.com. That is where a lot of my energy will be going. I'll be helping people with their bookkeeping and finance administration, and hopefully taking something off their plate so they have more time and headspace to focus on the work they actually want to be doing. And in a strange way, I don't think it's completely separate from coaching because financial organization can create confidence. Knowing what is happening in your business creates confidence. Opening your banking app without feeling scared creates confidence. Understanding your numbers creates confidence. Getting your admin under control gives you space to breathe. So maybe I'm still doing the same sort of work. I'm just approaching it from a different direction. And finally, thank you. Before I finish, I really want to say thank you. If you ever listened to one episode of Cappuccinos and Confidence, thank you. If you listened while walking to work, cleaning your house, sitting on a train, making dinner, or drinking your own cappuccino somewhere, thank you. If you downloaded one of my resources, read one of my blog posts, joined my mailing list, shared an episode with someone, or sent me a message, thank you. And especially to the people who have trusted me enough to share parts of their own lives with me, thank you. Some of the messages I've received have genuinely stayed with me. When you put something out into the world, most of the time you don't really know who is listening. You see numbers on a screen, downloads, views, website visits, but then occasionally someone sends you a message and reminds you there was a real person on the other side of that. If this podcast has helped even a small number of people believe in themselves a little bit more, make one brave decision, be kinder to themselves, or realize that they are more capable than they thought they were, then I'm incredibly grateful that I made it. And I'm proud of what we've created here. This isn't goodbye forever, so I'm not going to say goodbye. I'm going to say goodbye for now. I'm leaving the door open. Life changes, businesses change, people change, and who knows what another season might look like. Maybe one day I'll dust off the microphone, make myself a cappuccino, and say, hello, and welcome back to Cappuccinos and Confidence with Nefe. But until then, I want to follow the advice I've given so many times on this podcast. Listen to yourself. Pay attention to what your life needs. Don't keep doing something simply because you've always done it. And give yourself permission to choose the path that supports the person you are becoming. You can still find me at nefeguntai.com for all of the confidence, personal development, and lifestyle resources I've created. And if you need help getting the financial side of your business organized, come and find me at nefeledger.com. I'm still here. I'm still helping people. It just looks a little different now. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this chapter. Take care of yourself. Keep believing that you're allowed to create a life that works for you. And for now, I'll speak to you sometime in the future. Bye.